Recently, a showdown took place here.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I hear this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot yours.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Well, you can count on me, Fallon. Again.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
Jimmy is going to talk it out. He's been one or maybe two of the Universal Western stars who walked these streets over the years. Earlier, I mentioned that most of our sound stages are on the front lot. Most, but not all of them. Coming up on the left, you can get a look at some of our backlot sound stages, some of which are currently being used for season 21 of The Voice. Since their usual home stage of stage 12 is undergoing those upgrades right now. Our tour is now approximately at the halfway mark. So I just want to remind everybody to stay seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property, and if you drop your phone or if you just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention, and I will be back to assist you, but do remain seated on the tram. Back to this idea that the world is just around the corner on the back lot. Coming up ahead here is Little Europe, which has appeared as places like Italy for Angels and Demons with Tom Hanks, Belarus for the ABC series Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and not only is the world just around the corner, but maybe places beyond this physical world. Little Europe was the afterlife on The Good Place with Mr. Mayer's Ted Danson. And Mr. Mayer's Ted Danson as Michael, and Kristen Bell as the late Eleanor Shellstrop.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Come on.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Okay, well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
We can hardly mention Universal Studios, and particularly Little Europe, without bringing up the subject of our classic Universal monster movies like Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. And to the right of us here is the Court of Miracles, where many of these creatures first appeared, or disappeared in the case of the Invisible Man, played by Claude Rains, or Claude Rains' voice. And coming up on the left is a house, which was a custom-built back around 2012 for the Hallmark Channel series, The Home and Family Show, a reality show which aired on the Hallmark Channel when they weren't showing holiday movies, of course. And this is a practical set. It's got a complete interior and exterior, kind of like a real house. It was recently placed into service and used for an upcoming reality show called Baking It, with Andy Samberg and Maya Rudolph, which will be streaming on Peacock. We have an open stage ahead of us here, stage 50. But first, by the way, those monster movies I was talking to you about, they continue to inspire a new generation, like a generation of filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, Brett Ratner, funny guy Dan Aykroyd, and this first guy here, Stephen Summers.
When you think of Universal, we think of monsters.
Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein,
The Mummy,
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera. Classic films are just brilliantly made.
That Frankenstein image, flathead and bald,
It's one of the great icons of the world. That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film. And I was just mesmerized by this movie. Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me.
They still ring in our memories now, and we love them.
And now we have this open stage ahead of us, stage 50. Inside is a set which is a recreation of a Northern California Bay Area subway station. It is a hot set, meaning everything is dressed, ready for filming, so we need to make sure to remain seated, keep your arms and legs aside, hang on to loose articles as well. Here's what the set looked like in an episode of the series Bones with Emily Deschanel and David Boreanaz.
Look, they're sweets.
He looks very upset.
Oh, when I talked to him, he said the guy died in his arms.
You guys with the FBI?
Yeah, we hear about the new remains.
That's him. Right over there.
You alright?
And you can see there's lots of details here. We got ticket vending machines, in June Styles maps of the Bay Area subway station system on the wall. They were covered up with Washington, D.C. maps just when we were doing the Bones episode. Now they're back to the look of the Bay Area. And looks like, whoa. That's one of our little California balloons. Don't worry, you get them all the time. This could be the big one. On the left, look out! Everyone just please remain in your seats and stand by for on the right water. And as you play for this one, used to be a bit just like the Bones episode.
What's going on?
Earthquake the Big One. A simulation of an 8.3 on the Richter scale. That's what's known as a mechanical effect on Hollywood, and it was certainly one of major magnitude. Now, our tram is going to take us all the way back east. We're going to head off to the New England town of Amity Island, the same town that was terrorized by a 25-foot-long great white shark. The locals nicknamed Jaws. But don't worry, the shark has finally been caught. In fact, Amity police divers are in the water right now. They're doing a final check of the harbor before reopening the beaches to tourists. Here's Amity and our shark. Wait a minute, this shark doesn't look 25 feet long. It looks more like, I don't know, 14 or 15 feet. These fishermen do tend to sometimes, shall we say, exaggerate the truth. It'll be all, I got one that was this big. They should be saying, look at the big fin of the water, a fin of the water. Wait a minute, the diver is still out there somewhere. We gotta warn him. Oh, there he is. Sir, you gotta get back on the boat. Now. Hey, look out for the no, we're too late. The shark has got him. Help, police. Oh, that's right, you are the police. Everyone, please remain seated at all times as we make our way across the dock. You know what? I think our boys have caught the wrong shark. The real Jaws is still out there somewhere. Our only hope will be if he takes the bait attached to the yellow buoy in the harbor. He's taking the bait. He's taking the pier. On the right, look out! Well, I know the big plastic shark is kind of fool close. He's actually much more reliable than was Bruce, the mechanical star of the movie Jaws.
That's a much reliant shark. Shark was frustrating. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited. The shark worked well enough for a while there and everything was going on. So I really owe the shark a lot.
In case you're wondering, Bruce the Shark from Jaws was named after Steven Spielberg's attorney. These Amity Island sets also became the town of Cabot Cove, Maine for the television series Murder, She Wrote, with Angela Lansbury as Jessica Fletcher, the daring author detective. All right, up ahead you can see we got a crew here working on season 2 of Rutherford Falls, streaming on Peacock. Now, at any time here, I might suddenly have to go off the microphone. I'll just play a set. All right, I think we're okay. Coming up on the right is the Chicken Ranch, which appeared in the movie musical Shout with John Travolta, an episode of Quantum Leap with Scott Bakula, and Beethoven's Fifth with a big St. Bernard and Dave Thomas of SCTV and Strange Brew. All right, there's lots of filming happening. Coming up on the left is Colonial Street, where we're working on season 2 of Keenan. You might remember Colonial Street as Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives. It also appears in the Netflix series Never Have I Ever from creator, producer, writer Mindy Kaling. It's also where Academy Award winner Tom Hanks lived in the 1989 film The Burbs. Christina Ricci was there filming part of the Casper movie. Nellie and Kelly Rowland shot Nellie's Dilemma music video there. We mentioned the Desperate Housewives. Tom Hulse and Stephen Furst shot a scene from Animal House around some of the sets. And now we're leaving the suburbia of Colonial Street or Wisteria Lane or Elm Street. The Chicken Ranch. Elm Street was where they're filming Rutherford Falls. We got the Chicken Ranch, and we're heading into the untamed country of our Wilderness Road. This is Wilderness Road, which was recently used for a mudslide scene in an episode of the Fox series 911 with Angela Bassett. Also, just to give everyone a heads up, some of the sections of the tram route ahead of us here have been they've been turned temporarily into an attraction called Terror Tram, the Ultimate Purge, which is part of Halloween Horror Nights, happening tonight through Sunday night. We're going to wrap up Halloween night. Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights does require a separate admission, and it's recommended for mature audiences. So, we're going to be seeing some more examples here of picture cars, including some more customized Fast and Furious street racers. Look also for a robot in disguise. Bumblebee of the Transformers is over here. He's disguised as a yellow Chevrolet with the 2 black stripes on the hood and a 1970 black Dodge Charger. I've seen that somewhere. Also, a vintage Ford Fairlane. That looks like the one that was being driven by Marion Crane, played by Janet Leigh. Well, Marion was looking for a place to stay and maybe spend the night, maybe take a shower. Her final destination and her next point of interest on the tour,
We all go a little mad sometimes.
the perched out Bates Motel and Psycho House from Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller Psycho. Somewhere behind all that fencing there is the motel that features, well, what have you got, Norman?
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
And in a few moments, we're going to be heading up to the house that Vera Miles is doing here in a scene from the film. Oh, and there's the Psycho House. Oh, somebody's on the porch. Of course, it's Norman Bates. I know him anywhere. All right, so we're going to come here and say hello to Norman. He's the proprietor of the
Don't be a hero. Don't engage him. Just keep a safe distance and report any further sightings to studio security immediately. We'll handle it from there.
Sounds like the FBI has got this, except now what?
All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep.
What are you doing? No, you can't do that. You can't. That's right, you can't because the FBI.
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party. And what else? Roman people. Just back up a little bit. Got it. It's like that.
You just survived the most outrageous chase of all time. Was that Fast and Furious or what? Give it up for Supercharged. You can take